Okay, James, thank you very much. It's the final regular season game and obviously final home game of the season for the Wildcat boys, and they are taking on the Pleasant Grove Hawks out of Texarkana tonight. Wildcats come into this game with a 19-12 record. They are 5-4 in district play. Pleasant Grove is 14-11. They are 4-5 in district play. Tony Flippin, this game really has no bearing on the final standings or the playoff position. This is, in effect, a tune-up game for the playoffs for both of these teams.
This can almost be looked at as just a scrimmage. You want to stay healthy. You want to work on things. But naturally, you want to win the ball game. This is senior night. We had 6 or 7 seniors that went through. They want to go out on a positive note to these fans, and we've got a pretty good crowd already here.
Right.
And hopefully there'll be a few more that trickle in. So this is by no means a nothing game. It just doesn't count on standings. But Wildcats want to win the ball game.
Wildcats already know they will be playing the Community Braves in a by-district game at 8 p.m. Tuesday evening, and we'll be back in Greenville. We were there last night for the Lady Cats by-district game, a big win over Caddo Mills, and we'll be back in Greenville Tuesday night for the Wildcat boys game versus Community. Now, Sulphur Springs already played Community once this year in pre-district, Tony, and beat them 45-33.
Okay.
That was on January 3rd. That was one of the last pre-district games.
Yeah.
And that was at Community. So that's a good sign, but you can't take too much for granted.
Sure.
And a lot has changed since then, so we'll see how it goes on Tuesday night. And speaking of the Lady Cats, they are playing Lindale in a game, a playoff game, area playoff game, Thursday night at Winsboro. 6:30 p.m. tip-off time at Winsboro. Lindale 17-15 for the season, 7-5 in district play, and trying to remember who they played. It was Chapel Hill. Tyler Chapel Hill that they played last night. And
who had a better record, like 20-10 or 15-10 or something, but the coach was expecting Lindale to win, but it wasn't but about a 4-point game, but win they did.
Right. They had split 2 games, I saw, during the regular season.
Okay.
So Lindale is the Lady Cats' opponent Thursday night. We will have the broadcast of that game for you on KSST. I tell you, Pleasant Grove has been up and down this season. They are the most unpredictable high school basketball team that I know of. They beat a very good North Lamar team on February 5th, 65-52. But they lost to North Lamar on January 12th, 53-36. So a wide margin either way.
And they got 101 scored on them against Paris.
Right, that was last Friday.
You may have been fixing to go there.
No, well, that's fine. But last Friday night they lost to Paris 101-60. Not many high school games where a team scores 100 points in 32 minutes.
That's right. So they're all over the map, and then from watching them warm up, they're shooting threes from 5 feet beyond. They're shooting Luka threes and trying to dunk, and they're hitting the bottom side of the rim. So who knows where their head is. They know that this is the last game, and then they're fixing to start playing spring sports or go to weightlifting. So it's all over the map tonight. Another example of their unpredictability, they beat Bonham 76-44 on January 11th, but they lost to Bonham 56-35 on January 31st. It's the wide margin there. Yeah. It's the hard thing. When they cross over, if they were the same or close, it'd be one thing. But looks like we're getting ready for the national anthem here, and public address announcer Brian Miller will cue us in on that here in just a moment.
got the introduction of the starting lineup here for Pleasant Grove. Preston Vaughn will start, a 5'10 senior. Camden Harris, 6'4 junior. They've got some good height here, Tony. Damon Patton, a 5'8 senior at guard. Keedred Smith, I've got him 6'3. And Keyston King, 6'2 senior at guard.
I think number 2 might be cheating on his height because he's got his hair up on the top of his head. But he's a nice sized boy. This is going to be one where we do have a little bit of a size disadvantage.
And the starting lineup for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats, as introduced by public address announcer Brian Miller. Carter Arrington.
Probably all seniors, so it could be different from the normal.
Gio Ibarra is a senior. He will start. Mac Rollison, 6' senior, starts. Corbin Argenbright, a junior, will start as usual. And number 34, not that matters to you, but Luke Womack, a senior, will start for Sulphur Springs. So 4 seniors, along with junior Corbin Argenbright, will start for the Wildcats this evening. Sulphur Springs beat Pleasant Grove on January 12th, or January 21st it was, at Texarkana. Tony, 61-52.
So that was a pretty good game. That's always, this is the longest road trip of the district. So it's hard for the kids to get on the Yellow Dog and keep their focus and so forth.
Wildcats basketball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the UIL. Here's the center jump, and it is controlled by Pleasant Grove, and they are moving from right to left. In black uniforms trimmed in gold and black, and there's a three-pointer.
Number 0 right off the bat.
Preston Vaughn hits on the three-pointer. 10 seconds into the ballgame. 3-0 Pleasant Grove on top. There's a backdoor cut. Argenbright can't get the layup to go down. Nice feed there by Arrington, but coming back the other way, going to be a traveling call on Pleasant Grove, and the Wildcats get the ball back.
There was a pretty nice block by Keedred Smith, and I can't remember. He may be the one that they said, yeah, he's the freshman.
Right.
So that's he's pretty good-sized young man.
6'4". is what we heard in the pregame introduction. Here is Mac Rollison for 3, and it's an air ball. Rollison from the high right side of the arc comes up short. Still 3-0 Pleasant Grove. Just underway from Wildcat Gym. Still plenty of good seats if you want to come out, enjoy some high school basketball. The final regular season game and final home game of the season for the Wildcats.
Cats are packed in a 2-3 zone. They'll go out and get on whoever's got the ball after a skip pass.
Here's a three-pointer from the left side, twice on the rim and won't go. Rebound on the floor, being chased down and won by Pleasant Grove. Here's a bounce pass down low, up with the shot off the glass, and it's good.
4, the freshman.
That's Keedred Smith, 6'4" freshman. 5-0 Pleasant Grove with the lead. Wildcats working the ball in the front court. Spinning move there by Carter Arrington, and the shot won't go. Rebound to Pleasant Grove, back down the floor, and it's taken away here by Mac Rollison for Sulphur Springs.
Tried a little fancy alley-oop on that one, and I'm not sure they're quite that good.
Argenbright driving into the paint, and the shot in and out almost all the way down. And the loose ball comes back out to Argenbright. Now it's Mac Rollison driving, kicks it out to Argenbright from the corner. Too long. And again, the offensive board for Sulphur Springs, Gio Ibarra got it. There's the runner by Mac Rollison from 8 feet in the paint.
Held ball, that's going to stay with Sulphur Springs down in that end.
Wildcats had 3 or 4 shots there.
Yep, I like they were getting down for the rebound.
Inbounds play on the baseline.
I think Pleasant Grove wants to run. They're pretty thin. There's a foul on number 2, a little exuberant. Harris.
Long pass out to Argenbright and Camden Harris, 6'4".
His first, and of course team's first.
6'4" junior runs into it. Now here's Argenbright shooting from the right side of the lane about 12 feet out, and he hit it.
That was a nice bounce pass there.
Corbin
all the way across the lane.
Corbin Argenbright puts the Wildcats on the board. It's 5-2, Pleasant Grove. Sulphur Springs in there, 2-3 zone defense. And there's a takeaway by Carter Arrington, and he stepped on the sideline.
Good anticipation, just couldn't quite stay in bounds.
We had senior night activities here before the game, and we learned that Carter Arrington's planning to be a fireman.
Yep.
Go to firefighter school.
One for firefighter, and got one that said Marines or something, I believe.
That was
quite ambitious.
That was Brylan Savage.
There's a turnover. We've got a good double team right in front of the Wildcat bench and forced a turnover. So we're going to go back. 5:33 left in the first quarter. 5-2, Pleasant Grove.
Argenbright inbounding to Mac Rollison. Rollison looking at a double team as he comes across midcourt, but now he is into the front court. Way out near midcourt, high post it goes to Womack, backdoor cut, and a great feed by Womack to Corbin Argenbright for the banker off the glass. Argenbright his second field goal, 5-4. The 5-point lead, 5-0 lead for Pleasant Grove cut down to 1.
So far, they're kind of ignoring him. He can have several of those shots if we'll just be patient and to pass it.
Pleasant Grove in the front court.
It's obvious they're going to go, to their freshman Smith, Keedridge Smith. They're really trying to force the ball in on him.
They were trying to go low to him that time, and Wildcats knocked it over the baseline. Inbounds play way outside. There's the three-pointer.
10 for 3.
For Keyston King. Hits the three-pointer, 6'2", senior. It's 8-4, Pleasant Grove.
Neither team pressing full court yet. Pleasant Grove's on a man-to-man.
Right. That's Arrington for 3 far side.
That's a welcome sight right there. Need to get them started. Carter
Arrington hitting from the corner. Now the Wildcats take it away, and it's Arrington going the other way. Womack going for the rebound on the missed shot. Loose ball chased down near midcourt, and a foul.
Ibarra for the foul.
Okay.
That's his first. Team's first.
Foul on G.O. Ibarra, Wildcat senior.
The Wildcat defense is active, though. They're double teaming and hitting the passing lanes, even though they're not going full court pressure. When they get to you, they're getting all over you.
Wildcats execute a trap over on the far side, but they get out of it. Now here's a three-pointer, and he hits it from the left side of the arc.
Number 0, that's his second 3.
Preston Vaughn, 5'10", senior. 11-7, Pleasant Grove. Wildcats on attack. Carter Arrington thought about a 3 from the top of the key, drives into the paint, lost control of the ball, but it's over the baseline off of Pleasant Grove, and the Wildcats will inbound underneath their own basket. Just to the right of the glass, and that's Mac Rollison, got to throw it in. Gets it into Arrington for 3 and nailed it. From the corner on the far side, Carter Arrington, his second 3 of the first quarter, 11-10. Pleasant Grove by 1.
This may be one of those fun nights of if you got it, shoot it, especially for the Pleasant Grove side. He may have told them just to have some fun.
Here's a pull-up jumper, and it is good by Preston Vaughn from the right elbow. He has 8 points in the first quarter, 13-10. Pleasant Grove with the lead. Mac Rollison spinning in the paint. Dishes to Arrington, and now a nice pass inside to Luke Womack to bank it off the glass for the bucket.
Really good teamwork there and looking for the other man because Womack's guy went to help, and he did the perfect bounce pass lead in.
13-12, 1-point lead, and Mac Rollison nearly takes it away, but Pleasant Grove gets it back. Driving the baseline, up with a shot that's no good, but the Offensive rebound won by Pleasant Grove, and that shot missed also. Gio Ibarra, the rebound for Sulphur Springs. Bounce pass to Mac Rollison. Rollison driving to the baseline. Dishes to Womack, and Womack lays it off the glass for his second straight basket. And the Wildcats lead for the first time 14-13.
Womack and Argenbright can make a living on just junk baskets right there from the bounce pass if it stays this way.
Wildcats lead for the first time. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the first period. Driving inside is Keyston King for Pleasant Grove. Gio Ibarra, his second foul.
Second.
Foul on Keyston King, driving to the basket. Inbounds play on the near side. Pleasant Grove, they work it down low. Back outside it goes. Now far side for three, and he hit it again. This is Keyston King. They have 4 3-pointers, his second here in the first period. And Pleasant Grove back out on top 16-14 with 1:47 in the period. And there's a 3-pointer for the Wildcats, and that is Mac Rollison.
Good answer. Everybody's playing loose right now, so this may be a fun, high-scoring ball game.
17-16, Wildcats lead, and Pleasant Grove, the Hawks, work it down low, and Keydred Smith banks one off the glass, right side of the backboard for the bucket, and it's 18-17, Pleasant Grove.
He's got some nice mechanics for a freshman.
Work it down low here to Brylan Savage for the easy bank shot off the left side. Brylan Savage.
We're getting down deep. We're getting down within 2-3 feet of the goal. 19-18,
Wildcats lead by 1. Hawks throw it away over the baseline, goes back to Sulphur Springs. It's a high-scoring first quarter.
59.5 seconds left, so yeah, this wasn't one of those 4-4s. I think they're going to just let them have some fun, so this may be fun all night.
Lady Cats game last night was 6-3 at the end of the first quarter, and we had a game that was with the Lady Cats too. It was 4-4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's a shot missed by Noah Perez, but Savage crashing the board with a putback, but it would not fall.
I think that's going to be on Savage.
We had a foul.
Yeah, 21 Savage.
So I guess the basket would not have counted anyway.
So that's his first, team's third.
39 seconds in the quarter. Hawks into the front court.
They look like they're going to try to work it down, may try to get just the one shot. 30 seconds is a long time to hold it.
Yeah, keeping it outside. Wildcats still in a zone defense here. Up for three, left side of the arc, rims out. Loose ball, chased down over the baseline, and it goes to Sulphur Springs.
Wildcats way. I don't think we made mention that the Pleasant Grove coach is Craig Colvins, and he is a former Sulphur Springs coach from probably 10 to 14 years ago.
Yeah.
He's found a home at Pleasant Grove. He went as an assistant and then came here. I think that was Mac.
That's what I thought. Mac Rollison driving at the buzzer and lays it off the glass for the bucket. Mac Rollison with 5 points in the quarter. Wildcats lead at 21-18 at the end of the first period. This is Wildcats basketball on KSST. Wildcats basketball on KSST brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, and Alliance Bank, also the University Interscholastic League. Wildcats trailed by as many as 5 points in the first quarter, but they lead by 3 going to the second period, 21-18. Entertaining first period.
Entertaining, not just a ton of turnovers either. There were some steals, but pretty good passing, so this is setting up to be an entertaining ball game.
We had a great JV game, by the way. The Wildcat JV was way behind. I didn't write it down at halftime, but double digits certainly. They came back and won 44-38 against Pleasant Grove.
Yeah. The basketball fortunes are okay at each of these schools. We're losing some seniors, but our JV has done pretty good this year.
Inbounds for Pleasant Grove. And working from right to left, there's a loose ball being chased down out to midcourt, and there's a foul going to be called against one of the Wildcats
Number
going for the ball.
That's going to be against Cameron.
One of the Wildcat seniors.
First on him and first on the second quarter.
21-18, Sulphur Springs. Pleasant Grove in the front court. Here is Keyston for 3, and no good. Missed it off the glass. Keyston King, but the long rebound goes out to Pleasant Grove, and they keep the ball. Keeping it outside right now. Wildcats still in that 2-3 zone. And here's the three-pointer off the mark for Pleasant Grove. Wildcats on the rebound. There's Carter Arrington driving inside. Takes it all the way, but cannot get that layup to go.
Had a bounce pass to Noah Perez, who had really hustled down there, and I think we'd have had an easy trash bucket there, but it's okay.
21-18, Sulphur Springs. 7 minutes to go till halftime. King, left side angle, has it taken away by Carter Arrington for Sulphur Springs. Arrington into the front court, driving to the paint, and thought about dishing it there to, I think that's James Jones. Yeah, James Johnson. Or
Johnson, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yep, number 5, good job there. We're being able to get to the bucket, so it's just a matter of finishing. We're still going pretty fast when we get there. We got to get under control.
Ball was lost over the baseline, but off Pleasant Grove. Wildcats keep it. Inbounds play on the baseline. Now here is Carter Arrington on the dribble, near side, but it's knocked out of bounds by Keyston King of Pleasant Grove. And Arrington will inbound for Sulphur Springs. No, it'll be Mac Rollison who will inbound, I think. On the near side, down near the corner to our right. And gets it into Arrington, now to Noah Perez. They swing it around, now back to Arrington for a long 3 and a little bit short.
Yep, looked good, just hit the front iron, came straight down to the freshman.
Keedron Smith, the rebound for Pleasant Grove, trailing 21-18. They come into the front court. Get it down low.
Nice job by Savage. Wrapped around without fouling, tipped it, and then Pleasant Grove knocked it out. So 6:14 left in the second quarter. We're still up 3, no score in the second quarter to this point.
Hawks got it down low to Camden Harris, but one of the Wildcats knocked it free and was out of bounds off of the Hawks. And goes back to Sulphur Springs, leading 21-18. Driving, and there's a bucket for Sulphur Springs. Beautiful move, and that's James Johnson.
We set some picks out at the top. There was a timeout by Pleasant Grove, so no bucket. But we set some picks at the top, and Johnson was able to go around the left side and had nothing but a left-hand layup. So it's a beautiful setup.
23-18, Wildcats lead, and Wildcats basketball continues after this on KSST. Wildcats with their biggest lead at 23-18. Pleasant Grove also had a 5-point lead early in the game. In fact, I think it was 5-0 before the Wildcats got on the board.
Yeah, it was. So neither team is so far interested in doing any sort of pressing. We're both just kind of picking them up when we get in the front court. That lends itself to not as many fouls and so forth. Let the clock roll.
Hawks in the front court. Outside with the ball right now, Keyston King. Looks like the Wildcats have gone to a man-to-man here. King with a nice move into the paint, but now he lost control of the ball. And a clever little bounce pass there to Joaquin Mbanu.
I think that's going to be on 4.
Foul.
Cameron.
And this one goes
second
on Maddox Cameron, as Tony said, his second foul. And at the line here, I'm surprised it's a shooting foul.
22.
Joaquin Mbanu, a 6'3 junior, makes the first free throw. (23-19).
Had a little paperwork to do at the bench.
Some uncertainty there, and he makes the second shot. So 23-20, Sulphur Springs leading.
It's a good pace to the game, too. Even though they're not pressing, they're bringing the ball down. Got some movement on both offenses. Pleasant Grove in a zone.
Mac Rollison around a pick by Womack, spins, puts it off the glass, high off the glass, no good, but there's a long rebound taken by the Wildcats. Womack up with a shot off the glass, no good from inside. Here's Johnson again, left side from 16 feet off, but Mac Rollison gets the offensive rebound, backs out for a three, and got it.
There we go.
Wow.
That took about forever to get going, and he just walked it back, and nobody came with him, so why not?
26-20, biggest lead at 6 for either team. Driving inside, missing a shot for Pleasant Grove is Camden Harris, a 6'4 junior. He missed it. It's over the baseline and goes back to Sulphur Springs.
Now we got some token pressure back here, but then he follows Rollinson. They're going more to a man this time.
Just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Carter Arrington on the dribble for Sulphur Springs. Up high to Womack. In the corner it goes, far side, air ball by Rollison. Rebound to Pleasant Grove. King driving, dishes at the last moment to Mbanu for the basket off the left side of the glass. And it's 26-22, Sulphur Springs with a 4-point lead. Mac Rollison driving, but dishing out to Perez. And now it's Carter Arrington in the paint with a runner.
Oh, I thought
I sure thought it was going down, but it didn't. From about 12 feet, he misses the shot. Here comes Pleasant Grove back down the floor. Big fella driving inside, and he travels.
A lot of contact, but we got the call on that one. Good job for the defense getting back and working on that freshman.
Keedred Smith, the 6'4 freshman, he's a grown man.
I'm going to say there's your freshman of the year in district 13 4A that we got.
14 4A.
14.
26-22, 4-point lead for Sulphur Springs, 3:48 to go in the first half. Gio Ibarra on the dribble. In the corner it goes. Now a baseline drive.
Stepped on the line.
By Corbin Argenbright, and he apparently stepped on the baseline.
Good action, though. Both teams are moving the ball. They're setting up in half court, doing some pickings, a lot of running going wrong side to side, so kind of some classic basketball with a little street ball inside.
This Pleasant Grove team beat North Lamar last week 65-52. North Lamar at the top of the district standings along with Paris. Three-pointer hit from the far side.
That's his third three.
Keyston King with 9 points in the first half, and it's 26-25. 1-point lead for Sulphur Springs. King has a good-looking three-point shot. Very smooth. Foul. As the Wildcats working in the front court, and it's a blocking
Harris,
call.
number 2, that's his second one.
Camden Harris.
That's first team foul.
Substitutions here for Pleasant Grove.
If Camden Harris can use his hair, he's 6'8".
Inbounds play for the Wildcats on the baseline. They get it in, miss a three. Now Gio Ibarra for three, and he knocks it down.
That was Arrington.
Oh, was that Arrington?
Ibarra got the rebound, but Arrington made the shot.
All right, Arrington then with his third three of the first half. 29-25, 4-point lead for Sulphur Springs. There's a blocked shot by Mac Rollison, and he takes it himself down the floor. Dishes to Ibarra, but now it's taken away by Pleasant Grove. On the run, they're coming back the other way. There's the layup off the glass, no good, rebounded by Arrington. The rebound by Arrington and the shot missed by Keyston King. Now Arrington driving the baseline, shooting from 15 feet. Now that was Argenbright, in and out, no good. Here comes the Hawks, and there's a tomahawk jam attempted but missed.
I hope he keeps doing that.
Sulphur Springs back the other way. Three-pointer missed by Arrington, and the rebound to Pleasant Grove. 29-25, under 2 minutes to go first half. Wildcats lead by 4. Hawks with the ball in the front court.
I hope that number 10 keeps going down there and tries for that tomahawk, because I got news for it. He's not getting over that rim.
Play is stopped. We have a foul.
Rollinson.
Mac Rollinson.
That's his first, the way I have it.
Yep.
Team's third.
Inbounds play on the baseline under the Hawk basket. There's the three-pointer.
That's his third.
Keyston King.
Or no, that's
his
his
fourth.
Fourth
three-pointer of the first half, just to the left of the circle. 29-28, Wildcats by 1. Mac Rollison driving, pulls up from the right elbow, too hard off the iron. Womack tries to one-hand the rebound. Can't control it. Whistle. Do we have a foul?
I think that's going to be 24. 24, Argan Bright. That's his first as I see it.
Ball goes.
And the fourth. So Pleasant Grove will have the last minute of the quarter if we foul that they'll be shooting.
Ball goes back to Pleasant Grove. They're in the front court right now working the outside. Here's a three-pointer from the corner on the far side, and it is missed. That was King again with the miss, and the rebound by Rollison. Here come the Cats into the front court.
Good call by the lead official. Number 11 is going to get this one. The trail official had a shot, and he didn't blow his whistle. Number 11, Scales, and that's their second. But Arrington's going to get to shoot two since he was shooting. Missed first one.
So one more shot coming for Carter Arrington, who has 3 3-pointers in the first half.
Yep, he looks good with his shot. He's getting under control.
Second shot good.
1 out of 2 there.
Arrington, an 83% free throw shooter, by the way, averaging 10.7 per game. 30-28, Wildcats by 2, under a minute to play first half.
We need to be conscious and not foul and let them have any free throws here, but keep playing that good defense.
Wildcats still in the zone. They get it inside, but miss the shot that won't fall down, and rebound to Sulphur Springs with 42 seconds to go. Rollison passing inside for Argenbright, but a foul called, and it's going to be an offensive foul.
Yep. So no free throws there, but it will turn the ball over to Pleasant Grove. Argenbright just used his body and bowled him over.
So the foul on Argenbright, his second.
Yep.
33 seconds to go. 30-28. 2-point lead for Sulphur Springs. Hawks have the ball. Here is King for 3, but he misses it from the corner. And the rebound for Sulphur Springs to Argenbright.
Slow it down, take one shot.
17 seconds on the clock. Wildcats lead 30-28. 10 seconds on the clock. Rollison is fouled.
Number 20.
Seth Grandlock.
His first, then their second, so they're third. They had some to give.
Yeah. 10 seconds on the clock.
10 seconds on the money.
30-28, Wildcats lead. Inbounds play over on the far side. And that is James Johnson that will get it in for the Wildcats. And he goes to Ibarra. Ibarra knifing inside, trying to dish to Womack. Over the baseline. It will stay with Sulphur Springs with 5.8 on the clock, and the Wildcats leading 30-28.
If we'd had a bounce pass there, we'd have had an easy layup, but he had it waist high.
Rollison to Argenbright for 3 from the right side. Off the iron. Here come the Hawks back down the floor. A spinning move, and there's a shot from 12 feet that is missed at the buzzer. Taking that last shot was Camden Harris, the 6'4 junior. So 30-28, the Wildcats by 2 at halftime. And this is Wildcats football or Wildcats basketball on KSST. Wildcats basketball on KSST brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. The Wildcats lead it 30-28. They trailed 5-0 to start the game. Trailed throughout most of the first quarter, but led at the end of the first period finally, 21-18. They've led by as many as 6 points in the second period, but the lead at halftime is just 2 at 30-28. Wildcats beat Pleasant Grove in Texarkana on January 21st, 61-52. So we told you before the game the Wildcats are going to be playing the Community Braves in a by-district game at 8 p.m. Tuesday night at Greenville. That's where the Lady Cats played last night and beat Caddo Mills handily, to say the least, 61-27. It's a nice gym, good place to have a by-district game. And with it being an 8 o'clock start, I don't know for certain, but I would say there's going to be a 6 o'clock ball game, so you might check your papers and see, and if you like just to watch basketball, get there early and get you a 2 for 1. Yeah, big gym, plenty of seating, and in a very comfortable place. So the Wildcats Tuesday night in a by-district game against Community at Greenville. Lady Cats, as we told you, beat Caddo Mills last night, and now they will play Lindale at 6:30 Thursday night at Winsboro. And Lindale 17-15, not a particularly impressive record, 7-5 in their district games. But I have every reason to expect that'll be a pretty tough game for the Lady Cats on Thursday night. I think it will. 6:30 start, so that tells me a single ball game for the night. Yep. Winsboro's got some nice eating establishments, so just load up, have a family evening, but be sure you're done in time to get to the gym. That's very important to you, isn't it? The restaurants in a particular town. My 25 years of referee, and I had one time where I was working at night when we had the draft, and my umpire called me, and he, instead of telling me whose games we had, he told me the restaurant for each of the 10 weeks, and I got 8 of them right, and the only 2 was they had the similar restaurants. So that's very important to an official. You know, one of my favorites is the Lumberjack Cafe in Edgewood. Yes. You like that one? Yes, I've been there. That's a good one, isn't it? I've been there. Our creme de la creme was when we got to do Dallas Christian, because they paid you cash at the end of the ball game, and then we'd go to Outback. So all we wanted was enough cash to be able to pay for Outback and maybe have a couple of dollars when we got home. If I was in Dallas, I'd go to Norma's. Not that late. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's at 11 o'clock, yeah, and you're at Mesquite. Good. But we also got caught there one time where we ate and got on Hubbard, and we were within 100 yards of the last exit, and there was an accident, and it had a fuel spill, and we did not get across that bridge until almost 3. So that was miserable. Mercy, that is bad. I think that Pleasant Grove will be playing Sunnyvale in their by-district game, so they drew a tough assignment there, as the Wildcats will be I have to be very careful about this, because this gets confusing. Paris is the Division I number 1 seed. Yes. And Sulphur Springs is the Division I number 2 seed. Correct. But what confuses me is that Pleasant Grove will be in Division II. Yes. Right. So that's where the difference comes. North Lamar and Pleasant Grove are the D2 reps. Right. And so Pleasant Grove, as the number 2 seed in Division II, will play the number 1 seed out of District 13-4A in Division II, and that's Sunnyvale. They're 10-0 in their district. You games. Said they were rated like number 7 in the state. Well, I think that's the girls' team. Oh, okay. That's the girls, but they have a 17-10 record, and that 10-0 record in district is very impressive. But I like what I see from Pleasant Grove. They've got capable. Some athletes. They've got some shooters, and I've got a feeling we're not going to enjoy number 4 next year. Kedrid Smith, who has 4 points in the first half. We have not given you the scoring totals for the players yet, but Carter Arrington leading the Wildcats with a very strong 10 points on senior night, the Wildcat senior guard. 3 threes and a free throw. Mac Rollison, another senior, has 2 threes and a deuce for 8 points. Corbin Argenbright has 4. Luke Womack, another senior, has 4. James Johnson, a sophomore, has 2, and Brylan Savage, Wildcat senior, has 2, for a total of 30 points. For Texarkana Pleasant Grove, Keyston King, 4 threes. And I don't know how many he's missed, but he hadn't missed 4. Not enough. 12 points. Preston Vaughn has 2 threes, and a deuce. Kedrid Smith that Tony was talking about a moment ago, the 6'4 freshman, 4 points. And Joaquin Mbanu, 6'3 junior, had 4 points late in the second quarter.
We've had 11 threes in the first half. 6 by Pleasant Grove and 5 by the Cats. So they're opening it up tonight. Like I said, coaches may have told them, have a little fun since this is a non-affecting standings ball game. But both teams have shown they want to win the ball game, finish on a high note.
Wildcats lead at 30-28 at halftime, and Wildcats basketball continues after this on KSST. Wildcats basketball on KSST. Wildcats lead it at halftime 30-28. Again, this is senior night. I tell you, Tony, I think Sulphur Springs would be in a very different position if Brady Geisland was still available.
Absolutely.
He's been hobbling around, not really hobbling around, but getting around with one of those knee scooters for the past month or so. A senior who I guess broke his left ankle.
Yeah, I think it's his ankle is what I heard.
But very early in district play and was really looking good, and it's a real shame that he has not been able to play. Also, Val Mubayed has missed the last several games. He's a senior, and you commented a moment ago that during senior night activities that Brady Geisland said I think he's planning to go to one of the community colleges and continue his basketball.
And so maybe that injury's not too bad and he can work it out. If he could have stayed, we'd have had, just like the Lady Cats, we'd have had some twin towers underneath. Womack does a really good job, and Argenbride helps him back there. But if we had Geisland back here when we had it at the first, it was pretty nice.
I think they likely would have at least another couple of wins that they don't have right now if they'd had Brady. 30-28. Second half is underway. Wildcats moving right to left, and they have the basketball. And Carter Arrington thought about a three, then thought better of it. Now it's Mac Rollison for a pull-up jumper just beyond the free throw line. Too hard off the iron, and here comes Pleasant Grove down the floor, moving left to right, and driving
Good job
inside.
By Arrington sweeping that off of there without fouling.
Kedrid Smith was driving inside. I thought he lowered a shoulder myself.
I did too. I might have been tempted to blow that one.
Inbounds play on the baseline. They get it in, and then driving inside, but the shot blocked, and it's picked up here for Sulphur Springs by Gio Ibarra.
We actually had 2 blocks down there without fouling.
I believe you're right. And this is Carter Arrington making a move to the basket, driving down the right side of the lane, and there's a foul. Wildcats leading 30-28.
Smith, his first.
It's the big
First
6'4 freshman with the foul as he prevented Carter Arrington from having a layup, and Arrington, first free throw, rattles around and will not fall.
Smith has been quite active to only get his first foul, too.
Arrington, an 83% free throw shooter, but he's only 2 of 3 now, or 1 of 3 now, 2 of 4 as he makes the second shot, gives him 11 points in the game. 31-28, Wildcats lead by 3.
Again, both teams are settling in into a zone and not doing much pressing.
Hawks on offense in the front court, keeping it outside right now. Over on the far side, that's King driving the baseline, double teamed, and tosses it back outside, driving inside and missing the layup was Damon Patton, and here come the Wildcats back down the floor. There's Carter Arrington with an aggressive move to the basket, and he gets it to fall. Carter Arrington having a big night for the Wildcats.
He wasn't going to be denied, and you could see he had that look.
5-point lead at 33-28. Pleasant Grove in the front court, and here's a foul against Sulphur Springs.
Arrington got that one. He got a little too fired up, got a little aggressive.
First foul.
First for him and first team.
Inbounds play on the far side. Hawks moving left to right. Here is a long three off the mark and batted out of bounds, and it will go back to Sulphur Springs on the baseline in the backcourt.
Had a couple of guys hit the bank. Well, now they're changing it. I kind of thought it was off us, but the lead official, he pointed toward the Wildcats, but I guess they got together and thought the better of it.
So it's an inbounds play for Pleasant Grove on the baseline to the left of the glass. They get it in, go outside. Wildcats remaining in that 2-3 zone defense. Here's a skip pass to the far side to King, who had 4 3-pointers in the first half. 33-28, Sulphur Springs with the lead. Here's a three-pointer from the right side. Too hard. Rebound to Sulphur Springs. And that is Carter Arrington with the rebound, but he gives it up. And King misses.
There we go.
The three from the far side. Here come the Wildcats back down the floor. Gio Ibarra, or is that to us?
That was Arrington. Yeah,
boy,
he got his feet tied up.
He is a man possessed.
Yep.
Wildcats take it away. Here's Rollison and dishes to Arrington. Three-pointer left side off the iron, no good. Long rebound out to Sulphur Springs.
A lot of action. No points, or hardly, but a lot of action.
Rollison got the long rebound, drives, tries to dish to Arrington in the corner on the near side. Tapped out of bounds by Pleasant Grove. It'll be an inbounds play for Sulphur Springs in front of us.
Arrington did a great job of pulling his hand back when he saw it tip and not let it go off of him.
Rollison gets it in to Gio Ibarra. Head fake, drives, runner, got it.
There we go.
Nice move by Gio Ibarra.
I hadn't seen that one before.
Little runner.
We'll take it, yeah.
Gets it to go from about 12 feet.
Soft touch.
35-28, 7-point lead for Sulphur Springs. Here's a three-pointer by King, missed. Too hard, too long. Argenbright the rebound, brings it up the floor. And Arrington driving the baseline. No, that's Ibarra. He gets it to Womack, and Womack is fouled.
That's going to be the second foul on the freshman number 4 and the second team foul.
Kedron Smith. And Womack going to the line.
Yep.
Ibarra did a nice job of setting up Womack there in front of the basket. First free throw is good.
Not much arc, but it hit bucket, so we'll take it.
5 points for Womack. He is a 42% free throw shooter.
Well, that one looked pretty good.
Sure did. Averaging 5.6 per game. Second shot off the back of the iron.
Tell you what, for Pleasant Grove to have a little bit of a height advantage, Sulphur Springs has the advantage in the rebounds. There goes number 0 again for 3.
There's the three-pointer. It was 36-28, now 36-31. King with the three-pointer. Here's a three for Sulphur Springs. That's Arrington again.
It says take that. I'll just call your shot.
39-31, 8-point lead for Sulphur Springs. There's a three-pointer. Is that King again? Mercy.
There was a 2-pointer. He came inside.
It was for 2.
Just for 2. 39-33.
He has 5 three-pointers. So that's 17 points for him. 39-33, 6-point lead. Fallback jumper for Rollison. Got it right side of the lane, about 16 feet.
2?
Yes.
41. That was Rollinson for
10
2.
points in the game.
It's just an entertaining ball game.
Sure
I like this.
41-33 Wildcats. There's a Hawk driving
3.
inside.
That's Patton. That's his first bucket.
Finger roll basket off the glass. Corbin Argenbright driving inside and gets the shot to go from 6 feet. 43-35. Wildcats continue with that 8-point lead. 3:42 to go, third quarter. King over on the far side. Wildcats remain in a 2-3 zone.
And they've got 4 out of 5 up top, so they're a whole lot more interested in the 3. They'll come in, but the Cats are doing a good job. Haddon's going to be on Gio.
Making a move to the basket there is Jaden Scales, 6'1 junior.
That's going to be Gio's third. Second for the Cats. Both teams have 2 in the third quarter.
Noah Perez and I think James Johnson coming in for Sulphur Springs. Gio sitting down, and who was it, Argenbright?
Argenbright.
Yeah. Going for the steal was Arrington. I tell you what, he is fired up
He's all
tonight.
over the place. He's been extremely active. And he shows really good quickness to be as full-built, well-built of a young man as he is.
Yeah.
He's not a string bean that you would think would have that quickness. He's quite the athlete.
He was going for the steal, but off his hands, out of bounds. Inbounds play for Pleasant Grove. They have it on the high post. Now back outside, and for the three-pointer.
Patton.
That is, I got Damon. Yeah, Damon Patton. You're right. Damon Patton with the three-pointer, his first three. He got a free throw, so he has 4 points in the game. 43-38, 5-point lead for the Wildcats. Here is Arrington for three, but it's well short.
Yep.
Over the baseline, goes back to Pleasant Grove.
Good hustle by Perez. He just couldn't quite save it. Now Savage is coming in, and Womack's going to get a blow probably for the remainder of this quarter. Try to be ready to put all hands on deck for the fourth quarter and get a win in this last home game.
43-38, the Wildcats on top by 5. 2-3 zone for Sulphur Springs. King has it outside the arc. Into the corner, back to King. Now it's Patton, and Patton has the ball taken away by James Johnson. Johnson driving all the way to the bucket, and there's the layup.
Protected the ball. He had a guy on each side, and he protected it very well and laid it softly. And we got another steal.
Layup off the right side of the glass. Wildcats lead 45-38, and in the front court for Pleasant Grove, Wildcats knocked it away, but it looks like it went out of bounds over on the far side.
We stole it, but we were laying on the ground. But the Cats were really sharp trying to get a timeout, so they're right on top of their game. There's going to be a back court. Nope, I guess Argenbright tipped it.
Ball went back into the back court, but as Tony said, one of the Wildcats must have got a finger on it. 45-38, 7-point lead for Sulphur Springs. They've led by as many as 8 several times. Under 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Here's the pull-up jumper for Damon Patton. He hits it from about 12 feet.
He's coming to life. That's 7 points in this quarter.
Mac Rollison driving for Sulphur Springs. Can't get it to go down. The runner off the glass. 45-40. Wildcats lead by 5. Hawks moving left to right into the front court. Ball out of bounds off of Sulphur Springs. Inbounds play over on the base on the far side.
Minute 41 left in the third. Very action-packed ball game. Fun game for the fans.
Minute 36 to go, third quarter. Pleasant Grove working in the front court. Down on the baseline it goes. Back outside to King, who has 17 points at last check. Loose ball on the floor.
Tie ball. Going to stay with Pleasant Grove.
Arrow pointing the Hawks' way.
That's fine since they had it anyway. Now it's on our side. Minute 22 left.
Jaden Scales will inbound. And it's taken away for Sulphur Springs. Here's the breakaway by James Johnson.
No, that was number 4. That's Cameron. That was Cameron.
That's Maddox Cameron.
Good job there.
With the steal and the basket at the other end, Cameron his first bucket. 47-40 Wildcats.
Number 5 blocking. Yeah, I thought they were sitting there saying they was going to shoot. James Johnson on his first. And I show that as the third. They got 3 and Pleasant Grove has 2. Minute 11.
Wildcats lead at 47-40. Loose ball picked up by Argenbright for Sulphur Springs. Argenbright pulls up. The jumper a little bit short. And the long rebound out to Argenbright. Into the corner it goes to Maddox Cameron.
Look at here.
Maddox Cameron for 3.
He looked good on that one too. He set up and made a good shot.
10-point lead. 50-40, biggest lead for Sulphur Springs. Hawks in the front court. There's a three-pointer by Keyston King. Another three-pointer for him. 50-43, a 7-point lead for Sulphur Springs. And timeout taken by the Wildcats. That's their first timeout. 7-point lead for Sulphur Springs. This is Wildcats basketball on KSST. Wildcats had a 10-point lead a short time ago, and now it's down to 7 at 50-43. Keyston King now for Pleasant Grove has 20 points in the game. 6'2 senior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3-pointers. Maddox Cameron inbounds for Sulphur Springs. And he goes to Mac Rollison. Wildcats with 23 seconds on the clock, apparently going for the last shot here. They spread it out. Mac Rollison still on the drive, almost lost it. Got it back to Cameron. Now it's James Johnson driving, dishes back out to Rollison. Cross-court pass there to James Johnson. Fall-away jumper from 16 feet in and out. Goes back to Pleasant Grove with 1.6 on the clock. And heaving from midcourt. Hit the rim
hit
there.
The rim.
That was Seth Grundlock. Didn't come, wasn't that far off of making that go in at the buzzer from midcourt. 50-43, 7-point lead for Sulphur Springs going to the fourth quarter. This is Wildcats basketball on KSST. Wildcats basketball on KSST going to the fourth quarter, the final home game of the season, final regular season game for Sulphur Springs and for Pleasant Grove. Wildcats will be playing the Community Braves Tuesday night at 8 p.m. in Greenville. We'll have that broadcast for you on KSST. Lady Cats versus Lindale, 6:30 Thursday in an area round game. And we will have that game for you also.
So Colvins is not playing the freshman to start out the fourth. I don't know if he's trying to give him a little extended blow or not, but he's their best player down low.
And there's the three-pointer for Gio Ibarra.
That's a way to open up that fourth quarter.
5 points for Gio in the game. 53-43. Again, the lead is 10. Loose ball picked up here by Sulphur Springs. That is Carter Arrington, who comes away with it. Arrington, left-hand dribble across the midcourt line into the paint. The runner from 12 feet gets it to go.
Great control there. Just brought it in, was waiting for him to stop him, and they got to his point and just a little push.
Arrington now with 18 points in the game on senior night. 12-point lead is the biggest for Sulphur Springs at 55-43. Wildcats in that 2-3 zone. I don't know if they've been out of it all night. Long three missed for Pleasant Grove, and rebound down low, and the putback off the glass is good by Jaden Scales.
30-second timeout for Pleasant Grove.
55-45, 10-point lead for Sulphur Springs early in the fourth quarter here. Wildcat seniors recognized tonight: Carter Arrington, who's having a bang-up game, Gio Ibarra, Maddox Cameron, Val Mubayed, Mac Rollison, Brylan Savage, Brady Giesland, Luke Womack, and Noah Perez.
I sure didn't realize we had that many seniors, but congratulations to them. But I hope we got some freshmen and JVs ready to come up, because we're losing a bunch. And the JV was very exciting earlier. So, and I don't think Pleasant Grove was to sneeze at either. That was kind of like this game here, what I saw of it.
By the way, somewhat related, I saw on Facebook today that the 7th and 8th grade girls teams both won district.
I've seen the 8th grade play 2 or 3 times. One of my son's best friends has a daughter playing, and so I've watched that.
Mac Rollison for 3, far side. Nails it. Big 3 for Mac Rollison, 58-45, 13-point lead for Sulphur Springs.
This is the most three-point shooting both ways that we've had all year.
Here's a three-pointer for
another one, number 20.
Pleasant Grove. Gundlach, Seth Gundlach with a three-pointer from the near side, 58-48, a 10-point lead for the Wildcats. Carter Arrington driving into the paint, dishes to Gio Ibarra for 3, far side. Too hard off the back iron. Rebound for Pleasant Grove by Keedred Smith, the freshman. Into the corner, now back to Smith, drive it inside, and Smith with the big body bangs it off the glass and in. Keedred Smith was fouled, it looks like.
Womack for the foul. That's his first. Team's first there.
Now 58-50. That 13-point lead has been cut down to 8. And now Smith makes the free throw. Good-looking freshman, 6'4".
3-pointer the hard way.
6'4" freshman Keedred Smith.
Yeah, he's a good-looking specimen.
7-point lead for the Wildcats. That 13-point lead has been almost cut in half. Wildcats spread it out here. Corbin Argenbright trying to drive. Goes off his foot, picked up by Mac Rollison, tries the reverse layup. It goes over the baseline, but it'll stay with Sulphur Springs.
Yep, he should have dished that one. He was under the bucket, and that wasn't a good decision, but we got by with it.
Gio Ibarra will inbound on the baseline to the right of the basket. Goes outside to Argenbright. Now to Arrington, left-hand dribble, and now it is Rollison for three, in and out. And Gio Ibarra tips it to Rollison. Rollison drives and scores off the glass.
The guys are doing a really good job if they're not able to get the rebound to tip it out, and we're real active. We've gotten several.
Loose ball out of bounds over on the far side, goes back to Sulphur Springs. That was a heady play by Gio Ibarra a moment ago.
It sure was. Colvins was trying to get that call overturned to no avail, so now Rollison's bringing it up. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the ball game.
60-51, Wildcats lead. Bounce pass. Rollison to Argenbright, nearly lost it. Rollison got it back. The fall-away jumper for three. A little bit short. And out of bounds over the sideline in front of us here, and we'll go back to the Hawks.
Did the tip again, but there just wasn't anybody in that zone this time.
Under 5 minutes to go in the ballgame.
That's what you have to do when you're undermanned on height, and we've done a really nice job of tipping the ball.
Here's a three-pointer for Pleasant Grove, too long, and the rebound for Sulphur Springs by Arrington. A whistle and a foul call.
That's going to be on Argenbright for butting him out of the way. I've got that as his third.
Yep.
Team second. Ball out underneath Pleasant Grove. 4:45 left.
Inbounds play, they go to the big freshman who drives and can't get the shot to go. Might have been partially blocked there by Womack, not sure, but never touched the backboard or the basket.
There was a lot of traffic.
Wildcats get it back. Here's Arrington in the paint for the runner. Won't fall from 10 feet. Rebound to Pleasant Grove. Here they come back down the floor. Missed shot, but the follow-up and the tip in by Kedrid Smith, the big freshman. He has 9 points in the game now. 60-53. It's a 7-point lead for Sulphur Springs. Mac Rollison controlling the ball for the Wildcats.
Good job of setting it up. That clock, a running clock's a happy clock for us right now.
4 minutes to go in the game. Womack setting a pick for Arrington and a foul.
Number 20 on that one going to be his second foul. And
Seth Gundlach
first.
Seth Gundlach, 5'9" junior with the foul. And that is the team's first?
Team's first is what I had.
No, I think you're right. I wasn't sure if
they got it up there quick.
Right. I was looking at the scoreboard and wondering if they had just then put that one on the board. Inbounds play. Carter Arrington for Sulphur Springs gets it in to Mac Rollison. Under 4 minutes to go. Rollison outside.
Nice.
Great backdoor cut here and a great feed by Rollison. Argenbright going to the basket, and he is fouled. Great pass there by Rollison.
4, I think. Yep, Smith, that's his third. That was a great pass. Argenbright or was Rollison that fed him?
Yeah.
He really saw him coming down that way, so that was great.
Argenbright makes the first free throw. He has 5 points in the game. He's a 73% free throw shooter. Very good for high school basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Averaging 8 points a game. Just a junior. And the second shot, nice backspin there. He has 6 points in the game.
62-53, 9-point lead, but under 3.5 minutes left. So it's looking pretty good, but we got to stay with it.
Wildcats remain in that 2-3 zone, but a very aggressive zone. Here's a three-pointer off the mark, and the rebound by the big freshman Smith. Back up and scores.
That's a good job of just letting him have it. Because all you could do was foul him there.
He's a strong young man.
He is. He's got good form. 62-55. 3:10 left, and we're holding the ball a little bit. We'll see if we can ball handle it away because the Hawks are pretty good on defense themselves.
Wildcats spread it out. Here's Arrington driving into the paint, pulls up. Back to Rollison. Now Rollison on the drive. Gives up the ball, and a loose ball on the floor. Scramble for the basketball. Finally picked up by the freshman, Kedrick Smith. Takes it all the way And the foul coming from behind.
That's Arrington. That's a great foul. Some of them might not like it, but he went around and he got all ball, but he got the player too.
Was it Arrington?
Arrington. His second, team's third.
Smith was going to score.
Smith was going to have a layup. Absolutely he was. So that was a good foul. And he didn't take him so hard that he took him to the ground. So that's what you look for there when you come in on a breakaway. 2:50 left.
Let's see, Kedrick Smith, they say 6'4". I'm going to guess he's a 200-pounder.
He's right at it. He's a nice-looking young man, very athletic-looking.
This is the first free throw here.
He's not the best rebounder, but the rest of his game I really like, and I think he'll be a nice one come next year.
And makes the
one
second
out of
shot.
2.
62-56. Wildcats.
6-point ball game.
2:44 on the clock. Noah Perez in the game. Gets it to Maddox Cameron. Now it's Mac Rollison on the far side driving. And they nearly take it away. It's a scramble at midcourt for the ball.
Timeout by Coach Mitchell.
Timeout by Sulphur Springs.
Very well done.
62-56 Wildcats with 2:28 to go. Wildcats basketball continues after this on KSST. Wildcats basketball on KSST, brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. 62-56. The Wildcats up by 6.
Really smart timeout by Coach Mitchum there. Every possession is critical for this remaining I think it's about 2:50. Something like that, and the possession era is in the favor of Pleasant Grove, so we don't like that part of it. So we need 2:28 when it came back on there. We need a good offensive possession and an uncontested shot each time, and we got to really take care of the ball with our passing because Pleasant Grove's got some quick hands too, just like we have.
Noah Perez, the inbounds play at midcourt, goes to Carter Arrington, who brings it across the midcourt line. Arrington driving all the way down the right side of the lane. He had a shot blocked and over the baseline, but it'll stay with Sulphur Springs. I believe
they're letting them play.
Was that Smith or was that Camden
I
Harris?
couldn't see through there, but there was a couple of them. I really thought we might have a foul. Ibarra's going to the locker room. He got run over up there, and I think he's hurt his shoulder, so looks like he's done for the day.
Rollison got it in. Now Arrington going inside for a runner, but it's blocked from about 8 feet. And here's Kedrick Smith, who takes it and drives down.
They're going to call goaltending from the trail. No basket. Great break for the Wildcats. 2:03 left. Smith, laid it in, and somebody got a little over exuberant.
Kedrick Smith stole the ball, then took it all the way down, and apparently had scored for Pleasant Grove, but a goaltending call against the Hawks. Under 2 minutes to go. 62-56 Sulphur Springs. Brylan Savage in the ballgame for Sulphur Springs.
Pleasant Grove's trapping every chance they get, so we got to get the ball. There's a foul. That'll be on number 20, I believe.
Carter Arrington over on the far side should be going to the line here. That's good for Sulphur Springs.
No, that's only the third foul.
Oh, right, you're right.
So I got 2 more coming. Minute 39 left. We got to really protect the ball. They're working hard.
You're right. Inbounds play over on the far side. And Mac Rollison has it taken away. Boy, they are really
turned it over, though, so we're going to get it back. We got a break right there. There was a lot of traffic.
Hawks are really getting after it on defense.
Yes, they are. This is just a good game. 2 very competitive teams.
Rollison inbounds on the far side, goes to Carter Arrington. He is double-teamed in the backcourt. Gets it across the midcourt line, and Gundlach coming from behind knocks it away, but lost it over the sideline.
Yep. We've got to realize you got to get rid of the ball before that trap gets to you, and we're not doing the best job of that. We're doing too much one-on-one. We're getting by with it. A minute 29, we should be able to hold on, but we could do a little better.
Maddox Cameron inbounds on the near side to Mac Rollison. Rollison throws it away. And there's a jam at the other end for Pleasant Grove.
I guess I may have to give him an apology because I said he couldn't do it. And he just did.
Keyston King with his 22nd point on that jam. 62-58, 4-point lead for Sulphur Springs. Here's a trap on Arrington near midcourt.
And there's an offensive foul on Arrington. There's too much individual right quick. It's Pleasant Grove's ball. That's third foul for Arrington.
Arrington was double-teamed, trapped in the corner on the near side here at midcourt, and apparently swung his elbow out there.
He kind of hooked him trying to get around, but you can't get caught right there in that corner.
Hawks with the ball on offense. Work it inside.
Got a foul before the throwaway, and this is going to be a shooter now.
That's the fifth foul of the quarter on Sulphur Springs.
Rollinson second, their fifth, so now
Sulphur Springs.
Yeah, we're not holding up real good at the moment.
Camden Harris at the line, and the first shot rolls off. Yeah, he does not have a point to that. I'm surprised by that.
So 4-point lead, 58.7, and the Cats are hanging on right now. They've done good. Now we've got a timeout by Pleasant Grove.
62-58, 4-point lead for Sulphur Springs. They had led by as many as 13. And Wildcats basketball continues after this on KSST. Wildcats basketball, final home game of the season for the Wildcats. Final regular season game for both teams, both going to the Division I playoffs. Wildcats take it on Community at 8 p.m. Tuesday night in Greenville. Pleasant Grove will be playing Sunnyvale. Not sure when and where they will play.
That's Division II.
I tell you, I'm so confused.
Paris and Sulphur Springs are Division I reps. Pleasant Grove and...
Oh, that's right. You're right. They are Division II. That's right. Thank you. Yes, that is. They are Division II, but Sunnyvale is also Division II.
Correct.
Yeah. You're right.
Second free throw coming here for number 2, Harris. 4-point lead, 58.7.
And he misses the second shot, and there's the rebound by Argenbright for Sulphur Springs.
Big rebound there. Now we've got to take care of the ball.
Pressure in the backcourt. They get it across the midcourt line.
There we go.
Cross-court pass from Cameron to Rollison into the corner to Womack. Now to Arrington.
They've got a foul to give, too. That's a good job of letting it go out. Wildcats ball.
Cameron out near midcourt trying to get to one of his teammates down on the baseline in the corner, but tipped out of bounds or over the baseline by Pleasant Grove with 37.7 seconds showing. Sulphur Springs leading by 4, 62-58. Bounce pass. Arrington gets it in to Argenbright. Now to Cameron out near midcourt, and there's a foul.
20. He's been put in as an assassin. That's his. That's his fourth, but that's only the team's fourth, so that's foul to give. So we'll have ball out on near half court. But now both teams will be shooting for the 30.8 left.
Seth Gundlach with the fourth foul. I think in all
he's
of those.
He's a gunslinger.
All of those have been at least in the second half, if not the fourth quarter.
Yes, but he's hustled. I'll give him that.
Argenbright. Not Argenbright, but Arrington gets it in to Rollison. Back to Arrington. Now Cameron tries to get it back to Arrington, throws it away. There's a missed dunk at the other end by Pleasant Grove, but the long rebound goes back to Gundlach. He drives in with the right hand, can't get it to go off the glass. 10 seconds on the clock.
I think that's going to be on number 2, getting on the back. That's where trying to be fancy and getting the dunk cost them 2 points.
Yep.
It's going to be the Cats' ball.
The foul called?
I think it's on Harris.
Yeah.
Yep. But it's offensive, so no shots. So it'll be the Cats' ball, but all we got to do is just play smart. 10.8 with a 4-point lead. But Pleasant Grove, we made a bad pass down here. Pleasant Grove tried to get a little fancy with the dunk. Sometimes you just put the ball in the hoop.
they have been incredibly aggressive on defense here in the last several minutes. And here's another steal attempt. Boy, I tell you.
And the clock didn't move. Come on, clock operator. You're at home. You got to get this thing going.
Camden Harris going for the steal off his hands. Wildcats
should have been at least a second or so.
Inbound again on the baseline in the backcourt. And Arrington gets it in to Cameron. And now this is Carter Arrington with the ball out near midcourt. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, that'll do it. Wildcats cling to a 62-58 win here and a 4-point lead at the end, but that was a little hairy.
It was, but exciting. This was just a great ball game. If you're not here, you missed one.
And with that win, Sulphur Springs now has 20 wins on the season. They go to 20-12. And Pleasant Grove will be 14-12 after this loss. But I tell you, that one with a little shoving and some hard feelings there at midcourt. And cooler heads prevail. It got very intense there the last several minutes.
Yes, it did.
And both teams now headed to their locker room, but it flared there for a moment ago at midcourt. 62-58, the Wildcats win it over Texarkana Pleasant Grove, and we'll come back and wrap it up right after this when Wildcats basketball continues on KSST. Wildcats basketball again on KSST, a 62-58 home win on senior night for the Wildcats. And this one, I would say early in the fourth quarter, was looking like it was going to be a comfortable win for the Wildcats, but Pleasant Grove had other ideas. And that defense, they really got after it on defense there. I don't think you could keep up that kind of pace the whole game, Tony.
No.
You know. But they brought the intensity there the last half of the fourth quarter, and Wildcats were in danger of giving up that lead at the very end.
Both teams played very aggressive defense, but Pleasant Grove for about the last 3 minutes, and Wildcats got a little sloppy. We tried 2 or 3 wraparound passes that you really shouldn't, especially the one that ended up down there and they missed a dunk.
Right.
That was we put ourselves in a position. You can't get in one of these corners where you've got the lines working against you. You got to move out where you can go everywhere. But really exciting ball game and a good way to end senior night on a positive note.
Carter Arrington was just on fire for Sulphur Springs tonight, and of course he is a senior. And appropriately, because we learned in the pregame ceremonies, he's planning to be a fireman. So it works out well.
We also had 8 people score tonight, according to me.
Yep. 18 points for Carter Arrington, and he was very aggressive on defense, had a lot of rebounds this evening as well. And Mac Rollison had 15.
Yep.
I have Corbin Argenbright with 6.
I got him with 8.
Well, you may very well be right. I've got 6, so I may be shorting him or
I had him 4 in each half.
Okay, so we'll call it 8. James Johnson, I've got Maddox Cameron with 5.
Yes, sir.
James Johnson with 4.
Yes, sir.
And Luke Womack with 5.
Womack with 5.
Okay, so I don't know where I missed there with Argenbright, but I'm happy to give him.
He had 2 free throws in the fourth. If you didn't give him free throws,
I did get that.
Yeah.
Where was the other basket for Argenbright?
Third quarter, 1 basket.
That may be what I missed then.
Third quarter.
Okay, that's what I missed. Okay, fine. And then for Pleasant Grove, I have Keyston King, their senior, 6'2" senior, who had a bunch of threes tonight with 22 points. I've got 6 threes for him.
I missed one of the threes, so I had him with 19.
Okay,
but he got going fast and furious, couldn't get them all.
Right, 22 points is what I've got for him. I have Preston Vaughn with 8. And
that's where I put the 3 for.
Okay,
because I had him a 3, and that put him at 8.
The official book, of course, is across the way, but we have no access to that. Damon Patton had 6. Keedred Smith, their excellent freshman, had 12 points. I've got him with 12.
Yes.
And Jaden Scales with 2. And Seth Gundlach, who came in, and as Tony called him the assassin, he was after it. He was happy to give a foul if one was needed to be given.
He was one shy of his limit and didn't play till the second half.
And Joaquin Mbanu had 4 points for Pleasant Grove. So really entertaining, intense game here. And you wouldn't know, really, would you, except the fact that both teams played rather loosely, but you wouldn't know that this game really didn't mean anything in the standings.
Yes, meant absolutely nothing. But
you know, when you're 16, 17, 18 years old, you just want to win.
You just want to win every game.
The basketball game on that particular night. So.
Well, in Pleasant Grove, not to these kids that necessarily, but they've got a history of basketball superiority. They've been to the regionals a whole lot. They're not to that point right now, but
they've got
you like to beat a school that's known as a perennial basketball power.
Well, they've got an excellent freshman there who will certainly be.
Yes, I'm going to watch
Smith,
him.
You bet. So Wildcats win it 62-58 after almost letting a 13-point lead get away. And now next it will be the by-district game versus Community at 8 p.m. Tuesday night in Greenville. And Wildcats beat Community in a pre-district game 45-33. But I would not make too much of that. I think it'll be a competitive game. They have a pretty good, pretty comparable record to Sulphur Springs.
Mm-hmm.
If you just look at their record, they were 6-3 in district and 19-11 for the season. They're playing at Caddo Mills tonight, and likely will beat Caddo Mills. So likely they'll be 7-3 in the district, 20-11 for the season. So a worthy opponent to be sure for Sulphur Springs Tuesday night. The by-district game at Greenville. Lady Cats versus Lindale, 6:30 Thursday night at Winsboro. Winsboro 17-15 for the season, 7-5 in their district. So we will broadcast each of those games. The Thursday night game from Winsboro with the Lady Cats at 6:30. Next Tuesday night, 8 p.m., Wildcats versus Community by district at Greenville.
And it's basketball weather out there. It's not good where you can go outside and work in the yard. So come support these Cats and let them know you're here.
It's an entertaining night of basketball anytime you watch either team for sure. So we say thank you to Matt Jensen, our technical director and video producer. James Terry is our producer in the KSST studio. Tony Phillips, our color commentator, of course. Wildcats basketball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. It's a 62-58 win for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats over the Pleasant Grove Hawks tonight. I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we say goodnight from Wildcat Gym.